Hello everyone, xHedra here bringing you episode 70 of Forever Stranded, a mod pack by Gaming with Sheridan. So in the last episode, and that depends on which one you consider the last one, we did a lot of work on dirt again. We went through and made the Dirt Farm 3.0 much better by adding a couple of analog crafter, but I think it's not enough and we're going to add some more. We also connected the dirt quest to this extract of to an object submission station so that we could start extracting things. And as you can see, we're at 514,000, so we're halfway there. Oh, that's not where I want to go. I want to go into my ME system, and if I look at dirt here, I still have 129,000 to export. So once the whole export is done, I should be around 700,000. Also in here, I'm slowly getting back up. I don't think I'll be able to finish it in this quest, but I have hope. That's why the first thing I'm going to do is still add some more analog crafter in here. Then, the other thing I wanted to talk about quickly is the Ender IO reservoir. So this is a tip and trick from someone called Kushi, who I talked with on Sheridan's Discord. Basically, when I first made the Ender Reservoir in my second playthrough, it was emptying. It wasn't really working. And I thought that it was disabled. But there's two things about it. I think it was disabled first because of how OP it was considering the price. But now, if you look at the price of it, each one block cost six block of iron, a sentient ender, and reinforced obsidian. And as we know, the reinforced obsidian is some dark steel block, obsidian, and some dark iron bar. And we need to make 4 of these to form a reservoir. And the sentient ender is basically an ender resonator with a witch and a soul vial. And the ender resonator, well, we've crafted a couple, so it's not necessarily an easy recipe. So it is not an easy recipe. But for some, it's much less complicated than the infinite water source. Because if you look at the infinite water source, basically there's so many steps. You remember, the 2 same reinforced obsidian, but only once, not 4 times, because you don't need 4 block. Then the gold, then the nickel, which is cheap, but the mass fabricator was the problem, and also these advanced circuit and all of the rubber that we needed. And this required us to build some IC2 machine, IC2 Industrial Craft 2, that we made right there. But, you know, now that it's done and I went that way because back then the reservoir wasn't working, I kind of continue with this method. And as you've seen, the lag is back. So I'm pretty sure now the lag is being caused by these analog crafter, and there's really nothing I can do about that until we get the dirt quest finished, and it's something I really want to get finished. So that's everything I wanted to talk. Oh no, one last time. Sorry. These, I fixed the Woot Mob Farm to give us the max output. So if I look at this, I put another Nether Star Generator Mark III here with only this because I should be able to see when it runs out of power, and 2 output because these seem to be limited and I could only do 3. So I said 2 in one and 2 in the other. So that's all good. I just want to quickly check my chest. And this is not loading. This is really annoying. Let's check my chest for the dirt farm. And this is really not filling the way I would want it to. Let me just check if I have my cow set up. My cow mob controller. Because what I'm thinking of doing, mob wither, mob slime, I'm just thinking of putting my cow mob controller on. And it's right here. So let's take a quick run and let's go put that in quickly. Oh, also I wanted to say, I think it's the analog crafter in the dirt farm, but I was having a conversation in comments with Duncan, and he thinks that it might actually be more a problem with AE2. You guys have to remember this is a 1.10 mod pack, and AE2 was rebuilt for 1.10, and it's not as mature as it was before. So it might be a cause of lag. So by putting that block back in, we should start making a lot of raw beef, and the raw beef will also feed the the dirt farm. The other thing I should probably do, and I'll see after the analog crafter, is I should probably take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pulverizer and bring them to my dirt farm to transform the wood before it gets brought over, because there's really no more wood in here and there's no point keeping this here. And if I look, oh, I still have some sawdust here and I still have some apple. So here's what at least I can do this. This shouldn't take a long time. I'm going to take 2 conduit, and the apples, I really don't need that many apples. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set both of these to export to also use, oh, not extract, insert, to also use the apple and use the sawdust. So let's turn those back, both of those on, and we don't really need this to, we don't need to keep any of these, so let's max it out to make it super quick. Do I have any speed upgrade? No, but I must have some in my ME system. So speed upgrade, 26. I don't need this many, but no problem. So I'm going to put 5 in here and 5 in here, and I'll get them back later once this finish emptying. If I look at it, now it's going much faster and it's starting to fill. So that's what we wanted to see. We wanted this to start filling, because if it's filling, it means that we're providing it enough. So I'm going to put this Woot factory in here for now, and I'm going to keep those speed upgrade on me as they're useful, and I'm going to take some more analog crafter. Sorry, some more analog crafter, and I'm going to go put these in and configure them. And as I'm configuring them, I'll have a talk with you about the next series, because one of my sub, Creator 8, actually called me up on this saying, hey, you were doing the analog crafter and you started talking about the next series, but you never finished. And that's because of the derp I discovered. So gravel's still going up, but very slowly. So I'm not sure I can really add these many analog crafter. So let's start with 2. And if you noticed, I did it again and moved on from the conversation. But no worry, I do intend on continuing this conversation. So basically, for the next series, I really don't know what I want to do. I was kind of looking at it from a YouTuber perspective, in the sense that, hey, I'm getting a lot of sub. Like, I'm at 70 something now, which for some is a lot, for some is very little. Most YouTuber I watch have 2,000 or more, but to me, it's so much more than I ever expected having. So to me, like, it's a crazy amount. And the better thing of it is that I find my subs are very participative. You guys, you're writing comments, you're giving ideas. It's a really fun thing. And I ended up getting to a point where I think I like the interaction with you guys almost as much, if not more, than the actual doing of a YouTube series. But I want to be careful there, because I have to admit that even though this started as an idea of a project with me and my son, at this point my son moved on and he's not really into it anymore, because he cannot do any series yet. 1, I find he's too young, and 2, he doesn't really have access to a computer to do this when he wants, the way he wants. What I like about this is that I'm gaining the knowledge, so that the one day that he's really ready to do this, I'll be able to teach him how to edit video, how to record, and how to do all of the things that he needs to do. How to be respectful toward the sub, how to complete series, plan them along, make sure that you're doing things the proper way, all of that stuff, which is why I'm continuing it. And I like doing this. It's really fun having someone to share the Minecraft experience with, because in reality, before this, I was playing Minecraft by myself as a relaxation tool, but I wasn't sharing it with anyone, and I like actually sharing the experience with people. Let's put 2 more analog crafter while we're having the conversation, and then I'm probably going to put 2 more crushers in to make more. So getting back to the series, I started playing two series really in my last weekend. I started playing Banished a little bit, and I started playing Craft of the Titan. And to be honest, I don't know I don't know how I feel about those series. They didn't catch my eyes and make me as excited as I was hoping they would be. And it's really ridiculous. Like for Banish, the problem with it is that I didn't really like the start how, oh, you have to punch to get gravel, then you get the gravel and you transform it into flint, and then the flint you use and you cut stuff to get strings, and then you make the tools. It seemed a bit grindy and gimmicky as a start, and then I didn't spend enough time to investigate the pack to see if it's one of those packs where you have to mine for resource. Because I really don't like mining resource. I know that it's a magic oriented pack, and I haven't finished my investigation. But in my first 2-3 hours of playing, I didn't get like crazy excited about it. The next one that I tried is Craft of the Titan, and I almost feel as if that's above me, as if that's too complicated for me. So I decided to do something that I didn't want to do with this series. Is I started watching a YouTuber that one of my sub recommended. And I'm going to watch a couple of episodes, and I'm going to try again over the weekend, and then I'll make a final determination on if I can do this and if I want to do this. Well, let me configure this one quickly. Like so. Oh, no, this is copy. Like so. So I'll wait till I see a little bit more about Craft of the Titan before I make a decision. And then I say that's all I tried, but that's not true. There's a third one. I tried Project Ozone 2 Kappa mode. And that one is way more in line with things that I like. The only issue with it is that I'm really excited about the interaction with all of you guys, and there's a lot of big YouTubers doing the Project Ozone. So I'm almost kind of worried that I would end up not attracting anyone to the series, as if it's almost overdone. So it got me back to thinking about why I'm doing this and what I like about this. And it brought me to the conclusion that maybe I should even go for a different pack than what I was trying. If you guys, I don't think you guys know this about me, but the first mod pack I ever played was Crash Landing. That was my first introduction to a mod pack. I saw a YouTube video on it, and I got really excited about it, and I decided to start with that. And it was really awesome. The second pack that I ever played with was Galactic Science. And I loved Galactic Science. Just the first time that you go to other planets, like I thought it's what was missing from Crash Landing. Because in my mind, if you crash landed, it means that there's somewhere to go. And if there's somewhere to go, I want to go there. So I wish like that Crash Landing had ended on having to go to a specific other planet to be able to say that, oh, you finished the pack now because you went to the other planet. But that's not really how it ended. It was still cool, but that's not how it ended. But because of all of the automation that I did in Crash Landing, I have to admit that Crash Landing was actually my favorite pack of all. But Galactic Science, less automation, less, I don't know, it was just a little bit less. Maybe it's not because it was my first one, but it's still one that I adored. And about a month or two ago, I discovered that Galactic Science 2, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but Galactic Science is made by a guy named Caitlin. And yes, Caitlin, but he's a guy. Believe me, he's a guy. I've seen the forum. I've seen the comments of people saying, dude, he's a dude, not a girl. Stop calling her a girl. He started working on Galactic Science 2, which is really exciting to me. But it's still an alpha. Like, it's still being tested, and unfortunately, I've discovered that I went to try and get access to the alpha and whatnot, and the forum on Mine Your Mind, that's a mouthful to say, I don't think he's been active on it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I know this guy has a job full time, but it's just like I was sad, and I was wondering if it's not even being dropped. But I still have hope that it's going to come out. There's also Forever Stranded 2, that I want to play when it comes out. But I have no control when Forever Stranded 2 will be ready either. So the other thing I was thinking maybe of doing was actually playing Galactic Science 1. And I know this kind of goes against the idea of what I was saying of, well, a lot of people know about it, a lot of people played it, and it's older, so it might be gone. But I did some research, and a lot of people are still playing it. And I know that one of my criteria for choosing a series is it a continuously active, ongoing series? If it's a dead series, I'm not that interested. Also, if it's old, I'm not that interested. And finally, I didn't find any series from a big YouTuber that actually finished the end goal of building the Stargate and going through the Stargate. There are some that did it, but not in the type that I like, where they actually go through everything and show all of the steps. And that would be a series that the moment Forever Stranded 2 comes out or Galactic Science 2 come out, I would now get into something. Well, I'm not sure I would, but I would probably, for the first time, get into the idea of doing 2 series at a time. I'm saying that, oh, sorry, I'm just at the same time trying to figure out if this is going up. Because if this is this is going up. So I'm going to add two more analog crafter. Sorry. So back to what I was saying. I'm not convinced that doing 2 series at a time is a good idea, because obviously you're spending less time in your series and it's taking longer to move forward. But if you take the example of this one, where I'm toward the end, it might have been a good idea to start slowly on a fresh new series. Ooh, that's not the right one. Oh god, no. Hopefully didn't put anything bad in here. Okay, whew, sorry. So that's something new I'm trying. I'm trying to have a conversation about the next series while doing what I find mundane tasks that are less interesting to you guys. But I see that commentating while on something that doesn't relate to the task that you're doing while doing the task, it's a bit harder than I thought. But it's a learning process. Perfect. So the 2 analog crafter are added, and now this is actually staying full. So I would say that this system is much more in balance than it was before. And if I look at my dirt, I'm now at 45k. When I started, I think we started at 25 or 30. So this is going up faster. Oops, that's not the button I wanted to hit. And this is now at 646,000. Let me do a quick look. How much dirt do I have in here? I still have 3,000. And I'm just going to throw this in here and that in here. So, and that in here. So I think that we're getting into a better place. So I'm going to let the dirt quest continue. And while it's continuing, I'm going to get into the second stretch of this episode. And in the second stretch of this episode, I want to take this machine, that machine, the slice and spice, soul binder, resonator, and the vat that's creating the I have to put a filter in here. I keep forgetting to do this. And make this machine automated so that we can get more experience, because this is going to require experience to work properly. Oh, and this ender chest is emptying again. Do I have the steak in here? What's going on in here? Yep, I have the steak. I have the zombie flesh. I have everything extracting. Why isn't it taking the... Oh, 190 stacks of raw beef. I think that, yeah, this is calling for some upgrades. Speed up. No, I kept that on me. Let me take this, and I'm going to put 6 more. So let me put this in here right now. Perfect. 8. And now let's look at the chest again. And it probably stopped filling because we're probably out of apple, or out of the apple. And what was the other thing? The sawdust. And again, why is this not taking the raw beef? It should be getting the raw beef, but let's add some more extract. I prefer keeping the chest full at all time than having to constantly look at why it's empty. So perfect. This is working great. And it's probably doing the zombie flesh because it's grabbing it from somewhere closer. Well, no. Actually, no. Was I putting the cooked steak in? Let me look. No, raw beef. Let's add raw beef again, although I'm not quite sure why it's not grabbing it. There's no filter on here. So hopefully once this is empty, oh, and it's empty now, we should start seeing raw beef appear in here. Yeah, and there is some raw beef now. So now that part of the dirt farm is working full. So I'm going to be moving these machines down under here and automating them more. And I'm going to explain the automation of each. I'm also going to probably add some more sieving for gravel, because I could get a lot more gravel than this. And the gravel, it gives us iron, it gives us gold, and it gives us diamonds. So it's actually important having more of that. So that's what I'm going to get into for now. And hopefully, if I still have time, I'll start looking into setting up the next quest. Let me just look at this. 650,000. And if I'm looking at this, this is going up. Or is it going up? It's going up, but yeah, not as fast as I wish it was. So I'm going to now get into the second part of this episode, where I'm going to start moving the machine downstairs. So I'll just going to do a quick reload to try and get a better FPS, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I thought because I had to go and prepare some food. Okay, so the one thing that I want to change here is I want to bring all of the machine downstairs. But the problem is that my ME controller is here, and if I'm looking at this, I'm at 31 of 32 channel. So I'm already at way too much. So let me look. I think I had a second controller. Yeah, I had a second ME controller. And usually you don't want more than one ME controller if you don't need it, because they're kind of expensive. Well, they're kind of expensive. What do I mean? I mean, they take each controller takes some energy. So I'm going to break this, and I'm going to break that one, and I'm going to put this ME controller right down here, and I'm going to move this one ME controller down one. Oh, break without breaking everything else. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Oh, I did want you to go into my inventory though. And I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to put an ME dense cable. So now if I look at the balance of power, I'm using 19 channel right here. And these two, now they don't count as channel anymore because they're directly on the ME controller. And these two, well, they're connected from the front, which is not the best place, but I don't really care right now. I just needed more channel. And if I come downstairs and look at this now, I'm only using 25 of the 32 channel. So to be fair, that's still enough, but we got 7 back, I think. And there's an easy way to solve that, and let's just solve it quickly. Controller and the ME controller, they're made with these. I do have that part. I don't have the skystone block, but the skystone block is made with skystone. So let's get some skystone. Ah, perfect. So 8. So let's go back up there and cook these 8. And I'm going to use the alloy smelter because it's going to go super fast. Oh, not this. The alloy smelter. I'm going to put 8 in there. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to craft 2 more sag mill. And the reason I want 2 more not sag mill, sorry, 2 alloy smelter. The reason I want 2 alloy smelter is you see the energetic and vibrant, and this one is dependent on that one. I want these two to be in their own separate so that they go as fast as possible. So I'm going to need 6 furnace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to need 2 of these. So let's go 1, 2. And then, oh, I'm out of the mesh. Oh, not this. I'm out of the mesh. Let's make some mesh. And I could automate these, but to be honest, I'm not crafting so many of these that I need the automation. And 2 of these cauldron. Perfect. And then I can just craft these. 1, 2. Okay, that's what I wanted. I'm also going to need some interface. So interface. Let's craft 10 of these. Perfect. And while we're waiting, let's see if we can make the controller. Now we should be able to craft the 2 more ME controller. And I wouldn't usually, I would try to minimize the ME controller to the absolute minimum that I need. But in this case, I do need more. And you know what? I have so much power. I don't know why I'm dicking around with this. I'll just throw this all in there like this. and I'll make 2 more controller. So the reason you don't want to do that is that if you have a limitation in power, this could actually be a problem where you're burning too much power, because every single controller that you use power. So what I'm going to do now that I've done this is I'm going to break this one right here and that one right here, and I'm going to put one ME controller there and one ME controller there, because now you see these 8 channel are just by themselves and these 8 channel are just by themselves. But this whole side I'm going to fix in one ugly moment. I'm going to break this, 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 that. Ugh. Whew, heart attack time. So I'm going to break all of this and I'm going to put one dense cable right here. So with this one dense cable right here, I'm going to be able to have a smart cable right here to connect this. And do you see how there's a quartz fiber right there? I'm going to break this one right here. Ugh. I'm always worried I'm going to break more than I want. So now I have 8 channel just for this. And if I look back here, I'm using 8 of 32. Now I need these to work. So I'm going to bring a quartz fiber right there, like this. I'm going to break this one off because I don't want to get it from there. And I'm going to break this off. And I'm going to bring a smart cable on this side. So now the smart cable is connecting to all of these just by doing this and that. And I should have 8 channel, and I have 8 channel. So all my inscribers are connected again through this. And these are connected through this. And now I just need to bring, oh, sorry, I made one boo-boo. I completely forgot this was a really weird setup. So I have to break this and that off so I can put a smart cable right. Oh, I forgot that it was connecting here. So I'm going to have to re-put the quartz fiber. One quartz fiber here, one quartz fiber there. So now I can put my smart cable right here. And yeah. No, come on. I keep derping and placing the wrong thing. So now I can bring this back here. And this should now connect. So they should all be 8. So this is 8 channel, which are my 8 inscriber. This is 8 channel, which are my 8 molecular assembler. And this is 8 channel, which are my 8 crafter. So all of these are feeding into this one and making it 24. But now I have this one that I can do whatever I want with. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to break this and that. And I just want to see the power situation. I couldn't disconnect this because I needed the power. But now I can actually do this. Put a power acceptor right here instead of the other spot and reconnect this. So look at this, guys. Now this makes more sense and is better. And since I said power is not an issue, I'm going to put this here and that here, and now I have a nice ME column and so many more plays that I can connect with. So I'm going to put a dense cable right there, which is going to unfortunately connect to both things, but I don't think that this counts for a channel. No, it doesn't count for a channel, so we're all good. So because I have my dense right here, I'm going to be able to start from this one and put the machines in the back right there. So don't forget the smart cable, because that's really like the smart cable. I keep saying that, but it is important because it's the one thing that lets you know how many things are connected. And I'm going to bring this right here. And what I want to do is I want to bring power to my machines, and I'm going to need 8 machines. So I'm going to bring power here. I need more energy cable. So energy like this. And I want all of my 8 machines to be connected to power. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to have to get out of my face. 3, 4, perfect. But I'm also going to put you back down because I don't want to have any of these problems. Perfect. And now I'm going to connect everything from the top. So instead of putting this one right there, I'm going to break this one day, and I'm going to come right like this. I'm going to back one because the first machine is going to be here, and I'm going to put this down here and go in line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then across like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have one too many, so I'm going to break this because I've pre-calculated all of this, so I know exactly where I'm going with that. So I'm going to need 2 alloy smelter. I'm going to put these 2 alloy smelter here and here, and I'm going to need my interfaces like this. Interface. Yeah, they're ready. And then I'm going to put another interface right there. And these interfaces are going to be used for the first 2 type of alloy. So now let's go back upstairs right here. And let's start grabbing some patterns. And I can do it from the pattern terminal, so let's do it from here. So I want this one in here, that one in there, and all of these I'm going to move to the 3rd alloy smelter that I'm going to move downstairs. So I'm going to grab all of these like this, and now I'm going to break this alloy smelter, and I'm going to bring it downstairs. It's already configured, that's all good, and I'm going to bring it in the back right here. Going to interface this. Where's my interface? Like so, and I'm going to put everything in there. Boom, 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 boom. And these also, and this one's full. I might add other things here, but if I add other things here, they will be things that are more rare. And I need to configure these to push-pull from the top, and this one to push-pull from the top. And now look at this. I want to make some energetic alloy, so I'm going to say make 100 of these, start, and then I'm going to tell my system to make some vibrant alloy, and I'm going to tell my system to make 10 of these. Start. So if you look at this, now these are being made, and the reason I wanted to do that is I want some octadic capacitor like so, and I'm going to need to craft them. So I'm going to need 4, I think, if I remember my calculation correctly. Now it's just a waiting game, and the reason I want to do that is that I want to make these machines go faster. See, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in here to accelerate this craft. And if I come back here, the moment I have the other octadic capacitor, I'll be able to go faster. So the next step is going to be grabbing the sag mill, which is right here. We're going to grab the 2 patterns for the sag mill. We're going to break the sag mill and bring that one downstairs also. Oh, where did it go? Oh, it fell downstairs. This is just crazy. Let's go downstairs. That's where it's going anyway. And from the back right here, let's put this one down. Interface again. The 2 pattern. Boom, boom. And this one has a double layer capacitor, but it's already configured from the top. So now we only have 3 machines left to move. But to move these 3 machines, we're going to need... This is annoying, sorry. So to move these 3 machines, am I good here? What's in here? That's good. Just keeping a... See, what is going on with this? I'm going to need to void some blaze powder. And I have some, let's put it in here. Let's put everything else back in the system. Okay, so let's craft the... let's take the other machine that we need, and we're going to need 2 ender tank. I have a list here of things that I want to automate. So 2 ender tank like this. Gonna need 2 more cauldron. Boom, boom. Ender tank 2. Let's grab some green. I like green for experience. And I'm just going to make them central green. So I'm going to go right here. And this is not, again, the perfect placement for this, but at this point I want to try and go a bit faster. I don't need this machine anymore. So I'll break this. I'll put this tank right there. I'll green the center. And I'll set this to push experience. From this side. Push. Perfect. So I'm getting experience in here. So I want this machine, that machine, and that machine. Ooh, there was a lot of stuff in this machine. And I'm not going to need the end crank anymore, so let's break this. And how far do I have to get to? Really? These were hard to get. That's kind of crazy. Let's put the sand back down, let's put this back down, and let's bring these machines downstairs to automate them. So, slice and splice, soul binder, and resonator. Let's go back there. I'm going to put the resonator right here. I'm going to put the slice and splice right here, and I'm going to put the soul binder right here. And the soul binder is the super complicated one. Well, super complicated. The complicated one, not super complicated, but still a complicated one. Because I'm going to need to surround this with multiple things. So first, I'm going to put an ender tank here, then I'm going to put the green on. And I'm just going to set right here import from this side. This one import export, and this one also import. Oh, see, that's kind of crazy. I need to configure all of these. Then I'm going to need a hopper. Hopper, like so. That I'm going to put in the face of this, like so. Now I'm going to need some interface up in here. So interface, interface, interface. And the problem with this one machine is that it doesn't have push-pull capacity. So for this one to work properly, you also need an import. So I'm going to come here and say import. Like so. Oh, I'm going to use a capacity card. I didn't know that I had one. So I'm not going to need to craft that. Import, I'm going to put the import from this side, and I'm going to bring this around like so. So now technically I should be at 8 channel. 7 of 8, 8 of 8. Perfect. And this should say online. And this should say online. Perfect. Okay, and I want to import this. And the reason I wanted the capacity card is I'm also going to want to do the stone burnt one. I'm going to grab all of these. And I'm going to teach the system to also import stone burnt. Like so. Perfect. I still need to teach it how to make all of these. But I should be good now. This one, push and pull from the top. And now I should be able to automate everything that I want. So I'm going to grab some resource because the problem is I don't have one of each. And I need to make them to automate them. So I'm going to come here and say souls. Only 2. Craft 10 of these. Next, start. Are my octadic capacitor octadic? No, they're not ready. That's probably because these aren't finished crafting. And this is not crafting anything. So let's play around and just put this one in here, like so. So that this goes faster. Perfect. And I'm going to craft a Z logic. So Z logic is needing silicon. Silicon, I'm going to need 4 silicon. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need zombie head. 2 of them. And the reason I'm grabbing more of each is that I need the 2 for the actual recipes that I'm making, and I need the 1 to actually make one of the item. So 2 of these, and then alloy. Ooh, I still don't have any of these. Start these. Hopefully I'll get one pretty soon. So what was I doing? So this, the zombie head, I'm going to need an Enderman head. I'm going to need 2 actually. 1, 2. And so this and the 2 silicon and this and the 2 solarium. Is my other solarium ready? Yes, perfect. I'm going to need 3, 1 more, 5 solarium, sorry. Is my vibrant alloy ready? Nope. What are these things doing? Why is it taking forever? Let me go look upstairs. I feel that something is gunked up in the system. Ooh. Cancel this craft. 10 scheduled, and I'm crafting 2 sets of 10 vibrant. So cancel this one also, and cancel this one also. I should not be asking multiple of the same thing when I'm trying to actually achieve a recipe. So 2, I'm going to put these back in here. And now I'm going to go look at my octatic. So you have to be careful. Well, it didn't matter. Everything would have finished properly. The thing is that I tried to ask for too many things at a time, and I was waiting on all of them to be completed. So octatic, octatic, and I want the octatic on this one also. Perfect. So the reason I wanted to do this is that now I can do like so, and it's going to craft a head, and like so, that's going to craft the other head, because I do need one of each to be able to set the crafting pattern. So please fly, let's go back up here. And now with my pattern, can actually go and say this, plus this and this, plus this, plus the 2 silicon like this, and this, the logique contrôleur. Click like this, and here we go. That's one pattern. And the second pattern is actually an Enderman head here, and it's a vibrant alloy there. And now this one's called the resonator. Perfect. And I'll put this one right there. Oh, and also make that pattern. And now I'm going to use my pattern terminal. And if I go down in here, I actually have something called a slice and splice. And I can put these 2 here, like so. And now if I come back to this and I say resonator, I can craft, let's do 2 just to be convincing. Start. And let's wait. And the 1. And the 2. So that's good. Let's throw all that back in here. Now let's do the same thing with the logique contrôleur. 2, like this. Let's wait for a 1 and a 2. Perfect. Sorry. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to make is stone burnt. Burnt like this. And stone burnt is made from polished stone, which is made from stone brick. So let's teach our system how to make stone brick. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, derp. And now that we have that, let's teach it how to make polished stone, like so. And now that we have polished stone, we can teach it that 1 polished stone. Oh, I don't know why I can't click just 1 in. So 1 polished stone gives us 1 stone burnt, like this. Now, do I have more pattern? Yeah, 50. I'm good. Now, the other thing I want to teach it is upgrade speed, these, which needs a weighted pressure plate. So we're going to teach our system to make a weighted pressure plate. We're going to grab one of these. Oh, we already have the upgrade base. And then we're going to say one of these gives 1. I just want 1 again. Gives 1 of these and that pattern. So now we should have all of the pattern that we need. For the other automation, let's come down here. So this is a craft. This is a craft. This is also a craft. These 2 are resonators. So let's go down here. Resonator, this, and that. And let's just go back to my terminal right here, and let's prove that these work. So what are these called? They're called upgrade. Oh, that's not what I want. Upgrade. Oh, upgrade. This, I want to teach my system how to make these. Change to that. Let's make that pattern. And now this is more convincing. This is what I want to do. I'm going to put this pattern in here. And just to make sure that I have nothing, let's remove the polished stone. Oh, I have none because I remove all of it. Let's remove the other one. It's called, what is it called again? Stone something. Stone brick. Let's remove these. So now I can prove that I have nothing. So if I say craft 2 of these, I'm going to craft 2 of these from 2 of these and assemble them. So let's say start. And you can see it in the background between the JEI and the crafting terminal, and the 2 are ready. So now I can throw all of this back in here because I know that all of the pattern works. Nope, not the burnt one though. Burnt. Let's grab that one back, and we have 38. So let's craft 2 to get a beautiful number like 40. And these 2 get sent to the resonator. 1, 2. Perfect. Now let me look at upgrade speed. And I'm going to grab 10 of these because I know that downstairs my machine I only put 11 in here. And while I was looking at the pattern list, as you can see, there's 3 that said nothing, nothing 3. They're basically these 3 that I have to break and remove. That's what I'm going to do right now. But as you know, when you break this, you break everything. So break this and break that. And now quickly reconnect everything. And I'm going to reconnect everything from the top like this, so that I can actually go through here. Perfect. So let's go downstairs to take a quick look at all of this. So I've automated everything in there. I've automated the 2 type of heads that I make all the time in here. Do I have another octadic capacitor? I'm going to need just 2 more of these. Next, start. And while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to show you the most complicated part of automation. Sol vial. I'm going to grab these 5 sol vial. I'm going to put this one in that machine and this one in that machine. And perfect. Now all of my downstairs machine are at max speed. So with the sol vial, I'm going to go grab some Endermen. And I'm going to be linking, if I can fly out of here, I'm going to be linking an episode from Duncan Webb because we had a chat together where we talked about these and catching Endermen and how annoying they were. And I thought that I'd found a way, and I wanted to make an episode, and I wrote to him about, oh, I have a way. I wrote that in a comment. I have a way, and I'm going to make an episode about it. And 2 episodes later, the guy is so fast. He had already automated it and put it down. And there's only one difference between him and me. He put in an entity detector. I don't know why he did that. I don't feel that you need that. So it's not fully automated to my liking, but what you want to do is you need to make the end crystal, you need to have one of these in a vibrant crystal. The problem is that they all have a unique NBT something, and for crafting you cannot say ignore NBT. Even 2 different Endermen can have different health or different characteristic, so they don't get recognized. So the best way of doing this is putting them here like so, and there's always going to be one in the machine. So there's no clean way of doing it. You could technically put a machine that grab those and brings them in here, and I could put an export. Now I can't because I'm already using all 8 channel, but it would bring them here and put them there. Then to make this work with your interface, and that's the important part that took me a while to figure out, is that, oh no, I don't need it. Okay, so now I need to teach it how to make some vibrant nugget. So I'm going to teach my system how to make vibrant nugget. And can I actually make vibrant nugget? No. So now I'm going to teach my system how to make vibrant crystal like this. Vibrant crystal. And I'm going to need to craft the vibrant crystal. So let's go down and actually teach the system those 2 things like so. Now I'm going to ask for a vibrant crystal like this. Give me 1. And I'm going to need this one. And do I have a sol vial? Oh, I filled all 3. So craft 10 of these. Start. And I should be able to craft 1 now. Yeah, 1. Perfect. Okay, so here's what you need to do. And this is the kind of complicated part. Is you have to teach your system that with 1 vibrant crystal, you get a sol vial and an end crystal, but I don't have an end crystal right now, so I'm just going to make 1 quickly, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to throw this in the machine like so. And do you see that it's grabbing experience? not using the user experience, it's grabbing it from the ender tank right here. So that's why you need to set that up. But you never see it fill. And I couldn't figure it out. And I thought I wasted so much time trying to get this bar to fill. And at one point I was like, ugh, screw it. I'll just click the button. And when I put everything in, it started auto-filling with the experience. So it was all good. Perfect. So now my ender and crystal is crafted. So I can come back in here, search for crystal, and say end crystal. And now make my pattern. And it's important that you say an empty soul vial and a pulsate. Huh? Nope. Sorry, end crystal. Whew. And crystal. And it's important that you say both, or else the problem that I was having, and it might have been something that I didn't configure properly, but the problem I was having is that this was staying in the machine and was always stuck there. And I never really thought that I could say two different things. But now with this pattern, if I come back here and I go and put it in the soul binder like this, now you know I have four I have four Endermen in vial. So if I come here and I say craft me 4 of these and say next, it says everything's in the system and it's going to create all of them. The only big problem with this is that when you run out of Endermen in Soul Vial, the system really has no way of knowing, so it won't tell you. You would basically know because you'd be looking at things and you'd be like, oh, this is stuck. Why is this stuck? And then you'd figure out that you ran out. But Endermans are so easy, I could put the machine downstairs to grab, and I could grab a crap ton of them and fill a chest. But there's an auto export, because when you do auto export, well, the auto export does have a something called a fuzzy card. So fuzzy card, this right here, okay? And the fuzzy card, what it does is it adds to a import or export bus the ability to say ignore NBT or metadata. So that's really powerful. And in the last episode, the one last thing that I want to automate here is I was trying to make some acceleration card. And to make an acceleration card, I needed to make this pattern, but I was out of calculation processor. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the advanced card in here, and then I'm going to say advanced card like this, and I'm going to make that. So now, technically, I've taught my system how to make the speed upgrade, the other Ender IO speed upgrade, where is it? Right there. And now I'm teaching it how to make the acceleration card. So I have absolutely everything that I need to be able to automate everything that I want. So I'm going to throw all of this in there, and I'm not going to need this, not going to need that. And these I forgot to put downstairs, so let's go just take a quick jaunt downstairs and put them in here, like so. So all of these machines are max speed and giving me everything that I want. The only problem is because of these, and I've done that before, if I wanted, so this I'm never going to need to automate because there's better solution. This, I don't know what they're used for. I never really did any research on these, so I don't care. So I might need a Franken zombie or a sentient ender, and the sentient ender needs a witch, and these Franken zombie needs a zombie soul vial. And the last one, the enticing crystal, I don't know why I would automate that. But if you look at all of these recipes that can be automated, so if I look at the prescient crystal, it gives me grains of prescience that is used for vapor of levity, which I have no use for in this mod pack whatsoever. Oh, if I look at the other recipes, the Franken zombie is used for Killer Joe that I don't need, for a powered spawner that I don't need. So there's really no reason to automate that. Next recipe is, this. The sentient ender that's used in inventory panel. I'm not going to craft any. And reservoir. And reservoir I'm not using. I already made 3 infinite water source. So one guy that I was talking with on Sheridan's Discord made Reservoir. And they didn't work before, but now they work. The problem is that you have to craft 4 of these, which mean 4 sentient ender and 4 sets of reinforced obsidian, and 1, 2, 3, 6 block of iron. So this is way easier to craft, but more expensive to craft. But I don't need any of these. And lastly, in the recipe, what was next? Enticing crystal. You need for an extractor obelisk, but I'm not going to mass produce these. And then the last thing, I think I went through all of them, but I want to make sure with you guys, the ender crystal. So this is the only one that I really need mass of, because these are used, not in that, I don't care, in the Staff of Traveling, but I'm not going to build that. I might, but it's more for the dimensional transceiver. Vibrant photovoltaic cell inhibitor, these, or my telepad block. So in the other playthrough, I automated this because of the telepad block. Because in my other base, I have a couple of these. I have it on like 5 or 6 planets. Every planet I went to, I set up a system. So that's how you automate all of these machines. And this basically fits everything that you will need to do. Well, everything. Most everything. Never say everything, because you might end up being wrong and finding out that you want to automate more things. But that's it for this episode on Mordort and more AE2 automation. And before we leave, let's take a quick look at this. 662,000 in here. I have another 89, so 90k. And back here, is this still keeping full? No, this is not keeping full. So I need to find a way to make my Dirt Farm 1.0 receive more stuff. Which means that in the next episode, I'm going to grab these and bring them back to my other farm, because I want to finish this. My goal is that in the next 2 episodes, the Dirt Farm is finished. So the next episode, I'm going to be rearranging and making more sieving line, because I want to sieve more gravel, because that's another way that I'm going to be getting some diamond. And as you guys know, I have this diamond system back here from Jimmy Ashby, but this gives me 2 to 3 diamond depending on luck. And I saw a video from Duncan showing how to automate. Oh, really? I saw a video from Duncan showing how to automate diamonds to get you a much better return, 3 every time. So I'm going to do a little bit of research on that. Well, research. I'm just going to make sure that I have everything in my list to automate that, and I'm going to automate it. And wow, this is just full everywhere. So let's take a quick look. I know I've said this episode was over, but I just want to check 2 things. I want to come back here and check the gold. This is more than enough. I'm at 20k. I need to stop this. I'll do this next episode. This is at 1400, so gold is really the biggest issue right now. And why is this full? This is full on iron, and what I was afraid of happened. These are both on iron, and I want to empty that one, which is at 500. This is ridiculous. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fix that quickly. Where's my wand? Not my wand, my Yeta wrench. I'm going to connect this. Now that this is connected, I'm going to say, will this empty? I'll just stop the extraction on this. So technically it should be using from here. Perfect. And now I'm going to set this one to extract and this one to extract so that it can empty the gold from there. Come on. Oh, I need to stop that one. Derp. And wait for it. Oh, I don't want this one to auto extract. Sorry. Oh, active without never active. Perfect. So this should empty of gold pretty soon. Is this active with signal? So now that it's empty, I can split it again. I can restart all of this. So this is really annoying, and it's worth it. It's probably worth for me to just connect it properly by having 2 smeltery. And I'm going to set this one to extract, always active, and this is restarted. Oh no, I need to put this one in. Nope. Shit. I hate this. When you disable it, you need to get under it to click it like this. In case you didn't know, that's the, or remove it and put it back. So what's going on here? Why isn't it not inserting? Oh, perfect. So now it's inserting. So this is properly on gold and this is properly on iron. And I just thought about this. There is such a simple solution that it feels derpy. The good solution would be just to stop the iron. If there's no more iron coming in there, because our iron quest is more than good enough, and that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say, in this chest, no more iron. Whoa, don't fall in it. And then I'm going to take iron all around like this. And I'm just going to throw these in one of these drawers. Like so. And that's it. And it's a good thing because I don't need the iron anymore. And all I need is gold and diamonds. So that's good enough like this. And I'm just going to come back here. And all of this iron's going to melt. Let me just wait for it 1 second. I want to end on this so that this system is clean for good. And now that I'm on iron, this should all melt and go away. And there's no more iron in here. So this system will never have the possibility of getting gunked again. Always takes longer when you're watching it. You guys know that. If you're not watching it, it would be finished already. Iron, 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 iron. And all of the iron's going to disperse. Perfect. And now I'm just going to come here and I'm going to set that to disabled. And I'm done. So this is basically going to fully empty. And once it's fully emptied, I only have gold in this smeltery and I'm only doing block of gold. And once this is empty, I'm even going to break this up and make this go so that I can do both block at the same time. And now this is a gold only smeltery, which is the right thing to do because I need gold more than anything. And I have 1400 here. And let me jump and go back there. And I have 1300, so I'm at a quarter of the quest. And for the diamond, oh my god, I'm at 10% of the quest. So at some point I'm going to have to go ham. And when I mean ham, I mean I'm going to have to come here and I'm going to have to say I'm going to have to put down more void or miner all for diamond. Like 2 or 3 or 4 more if need be, just to get as much diamond as possible. And I'm going to be crazy enough to say void everything. So from this one, I would grab every resource, but from the other 2, 3, or 4 of these machines that I would make, I would say void everything but the diamond. And considering how important the diamond is, I'm going to implement the Duncan trick for the diamond so that I can get 3 for each block for sure. So this was a very long episode, but I need the dirt to move forward and I wanted to show you how to automate all of the things for AE2. But guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.